After blocking both Hannah and their mother once more, the protagonist focused on rebuilding her life. She remained steadfast in her decision to keep them at arm's length, determined to maintain her peace. The drama with her sister had weighed heavily on her, but she found solace in knowing she had done what she believed was right, regardless of the accusations and venomous words hurled her way. Weeks passed, and life settled into a semblance of normalcy. The protagonist began to move forward, focusing on her career and building new relationships, avoiding the toxic family dynamic that had plagued her for so long. Her decision to testify against her sister in the divorce proceedings had left a permanent rift in the family, but she had come to terms with it. One afternoon, she received an unexpected call from Jacob. He thanked her once more for her testimony and shared that the divorce had finally been settled. Hannah had initially tried to fight for more alimony and a larger settlement, but with the evidence Jacob had gathered and the protagonist's testimony, Hannah's claims fell apart in court. The judge had ruled in Jacob's favor, and Hannah was left with much less than she had anticipated. "I don't know what she'll do now," Jacob said. "But I wanted you to know I couldn't have done this without your help. I know it must have been hard to go against your own family." The protagonist appreciated his gratitude but felt conflicted. Family ties, no matter how strained, still carried emotional weight. Yet she also knew that Hannah's manipulations and lies had been harmful, not only to Jacob but to everyone around her. As they ended the call, the protagonist looked out the window, the weight of the past few months finally lifting. She realized that cutting off toxic relationships, even with family, had been necessary for her well-being. For the first time in years, she felt at peace. Weeks later, she received another email from Hannah, but this time it was not filled with accusations or anger. Instead, it was an apology, a genuine one. Hannah admitted that she had made terrible mistakes and that her affair, manipulations, and lies had destroyed her marriage. She confessed that, in her desperation, she had tried to shift the blame onto Jacob and their family to avoid taking responsibility for her actions. "I'm sorry for everything I put you through," the email read. "I don't expect you to forgive me, but I needed to tell you that." The protagonist stared at the email for a long time, unsure of how to respond. Forgiveness, she knew, was a long road, and trust once broken was difficult to rebuild. But for the first time in a long while, she felt a glimmer of hope that, perhaps one day, she and Hannah could find some kind of resolution, even if it wasn't the close sisterhood they once shared. She closed her laptop and stepped outside into the fresh air, ready to embrace a future no longer tethered to the mistakes of the past.